Hi guys, my name is Tara. I'm with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and I am the creator of Wally's World, a healing journey through sacred sites. Oracle, yay! For this deck, I feel like I was literally called by the universe to make this deck. I would literally dream about it, I'd be going about my day, and images of the deck and how it was supposed to look would just kind of like pop up in my mind. So after a year of this, I finally decided to start taking steps towards creating this deck back in June of 2018. I knew that Wally needed to be included in this deck. You know, he's my little puma, and I knew that I wanted it to be more of a community-based deck. I wanted to have images from community members, you know, and not just from professional photographers. I wanted it to be all inclusive. I wanted it to be cell phone pictures. I wanted it to be scanned in film pictures. You know, I just wanted pictures of people's sacred places that are healing for them personally. I also know that I wanted to include my beautiful roses, which are actually in full bloom in the front yard right now. I have beautiful red roses and white roses and red-orange roses, and they're very healing for me, and I just knew that I wanted to include it in this deck. I also wanted to include some sacred geometry. I am very connected to like circles and triangles, and I knew that and definitely like the seed of life. I was gonna put in the flower of life, but for me the seed of life is like a blooming, a beginning, kind of like roses. And I want this to be the beginning of people's healing journey, kind of like a jumping off point, so to speak. And yeah, and just and the circles and triangles, they mean a lot to me. They mean stability, continuity, infinity, eternity, just a very grounded place to begin one's journey. So let's start with the back of the cards. I took several photos of my favorite stone for healing, which is hemimorphite. Hemimorphite, which is a beautiful blue stone, mostly comes in blue. It's always been very calming, very soothing, and it's an aid in helping me ask for assistance in my healing journey. I chose to center my favorite red-orange rose, which rarely blooms. This rose bush only produces these flowers about a handful of times a year, so they are very rare and very special to me. Like I said, I wanted to place the seed of life in the center of these roses because they are only the beginning of this beautiful journey together. Okay, so let's dive into the borders of my deck. Normally, I'm not a border type person when it comes to my tarot or oracle cards, but for this one, I really wanted to create a portal, so to speak, of healing, so that you're diving into, looking into somebody else's very sacred, very healing spot. You know, so this could be somebody's backyard. You know, it could have been a place that somebody was able to find some healing and some refuge during a trip. And everybody here has a chance to dive into that little window of time, that portal in time, and absorb that healing that was felt by the person who originally took the picture. The borders of these cards have my red, white, and red-orange roses placed around the frame. I've also placed a gold triangle at the top and bottom of the border, as well as a golden circle on the left and right hand side of the card. These shapes are very stable and very healing for me, like I said before. So the images in the cards are a mixture of my personal images from trips I've taken, plus places just around town that are very healing for me, as well as our community members who have submitted their pictures, which I am very grateful for. Wally, my Siamese cat, is placed in each card in the deck. However, Wally is not in the forefront of the image because I see him as your guide on this healing journey. Guides are always with us, overseeing our progress, aiding us along, but rarely do guides put themselves front and center. Wally is therefore placed hidden within each image. Card number 13 is a very special card for me because that one actually does not have Wally on it, but it has my boyfriend's old cat Herb, who was on this earth for over 18 and a half years before he made his transition over on the Rainbow Bridge. And I feel like having him on that image in the snow shows him in the winter of his life looking towards the rising sun into a new beginning, because again, this deck is all about beginnings and transitions, transformations. Lastly, card number 64 has our old cat Presley within the image instead of Wally as well. Herb and Wally are the only two cats that make a appearance besides Wally in this deck. Now Presley guides him and myself from the other side. Presley is more than a cat to us. He had such a presence about him. You could look at him with those giant lavender eyes. You just knew that he knew exactly who you were at your core. The reason I chose card number 64 was 6 plus 4, which equals 10, and 10 is a very transformative number for me. It's both an ending and a beginning. So on this card, I let Presley's ending aid you in your beginning. So I cannot wait to make this deck a reality. Of course, this is just my prototype, but I can't wait for it to have its beautiful gilded edges, its beautiful gold foil on the borders of the cards here, and it's gonna have a lovely guidebook complete with explanations for each of the people that donated photos, why they chose that particular photo and what it means to them in terms of healing. The box, it's going to be our regular hardcover box where it has a nice box lid. It will have Wally on the cover with Wally on top of the earth, which was actually a suggestion made by my dude, the dude. And on the inside I will have the seed of life for the cards to lay on, as well as a beautiful quote on the inside of the box cover for you guys. And it's going to be the colors of the deck. So it's going to have that hemimorphite blue, it's going to have the whites of the roses, the red roses, and the red orange roses. All right, so I thank you guys for stopping by, and I really hope that this becomes a thing. I would love for you guys to be able to use this deck on your healing journey, and yeah, let's make it happen. All right, so go ahead and help out here on Kickstarter, and let's make this thing a reality. I'm so excited. So thank you all who have donated pictures and have helped so far, and let's continue this journey together. All right, peace, love, and chicken grease, you guys. Peace out.